So welcome to the Mastery Series calls. This is a Q&A call for Releasing Tangled Agreements. For a lot of people who haven't worked with me before, on the last call I opened up a lot of can of worms for people, and a lot of new playground space, a lot of new cool things to play in. And from the feedback that I've received, people are like, oh my God, this is so cool. People are like, wow, I've listened to it 5 times now, and this is just so amazing. Keeps clearing stuff every time. And I kind of lose track of, like, I keep playing off in my own little world here, and I lose track of, like, how potent some of this stuff is. So thank you for your feedback. It gives me a perspective of where I am. Like, when you're an infinite being and you're floating out in infinite land, you kind of lose perspective sometimes. So thank you for giving me a sense of, like, how this impacts you or where this lands for you. What I noticed also from the feedback was that it was I wanted to provide space for people to ask questions, and I didn't actually have the amount of time that I wanted to give you the space to bring in things that you have, ideas that you have, and awarenesses that you have. And there's a variety of people, Jen and Alea specifically, that I'll share with some of the things that they shared with me. They went off exploring in these different territories, and they came up with all kinds of cool stuff I'd never thought of. I'm like, oh my God, that is so cool, I got to share that. So that was another reason to get everybody together again, is like to share, wow, there's just all this really cool stuff, which is what I wanted. It's like, we all know so much, but we don't know that we know it. And as we start to explore, it's like all this cool stuff starts to come out. So that's the reason for the Q&A call, and it's just an excuse to get us together and to play. So, as if we need an excuse. I want to start with my interesting point of view warning. IPOV stands for interesting point of view. That everything from here on is not an access point of view. We're using access consciousness tools, but we're taking them outside of the realm that's been predefined by the Organization of Access Consciousness, which is what Gary invites us to do, is to step into what do you know? What do you know? Because what would it be like if all of us stepped into what we know to be true and brought that to the world? Like, what if we all have the puzzle pieces to making this world the place we know it can be and the place we want to live in? And if each of us starts to bring out our puzzle piece, it just starts to put everything together, and then things just start to shift and change. And that's the invitation that I have for you, and that's the invitation that Access Consciousness is. But I do want to say that we're meandering off into territory that kind of goes outside of what has been commonly predefined as access territory. And so the next slide that I put up is kind of the place that we ended off. And the white printing is the stuff that's access, the normal stuff that you probably are used to. The yellow are things that I've been kind of bringing through, and the pink are things that are new things that we're going to play with today, that some of my friends emailed me and said, oh, have you thought about this? And have you thought about that? And how about this? And how about that? And there were some things that just resonated really strongly. It's like, let's play. Let's put that on there. So I've stuck some of those up there, but I want to open the floor and see, does anybody have any questions or things that they want to bring up based on the last call or based on what's happened over the last week since you were introduced to some of this stuff? Or yeah.
Jaden, it's Jen.
Hi.
Hi. I want to throw one more in there.
Cool.
I came up with, or I ran into communication clauses.
Communication clauses. Oh man, does that shoot down my spine. Okay. That's how I can tell if there's something there. It's like communication clauses. Okay. I'll shift that to the next line. Is that the way it clauses, communication clauses?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not great on getting what like clauses versus words, because I ran it a couple times, and once I got safety words versus clauses, so the clause word might actually change, but there was definitely a communication element that needed to go in.
Yeah. Well, when I hear the word clauses, it kind of does this clamping in feeling, like bracketing something in, like, I don't know, it just feels like entrapment. So I think it fits perfectly. Cool. So
and the other comment I just wanted to make, and this may be so obvious for everyone else, but I just wanted to bring it up, was that I've done both running of bars with the agreements and running just dimensions with it, and the dimensions was just phenomenal running it with this new Tangled Agreements clearing.
So explain to me how you would do that.
I was literally just going for a walk, and I was pulling up the different dimensions through my body.
Right.
And some of them like wouldn't go, and so I would run the clearing, and sometimes I had to. Sometimes you had to run it. Now, the first mistake I made was when I was doing it, I was just doing it for fun, so I ran it dimensions 1 through 16 straight instead of doing it, as Gary mentions, starting at 6, going up, and then going 1 to 5. And I did find I had a problem with because of that.
Right.
But there was a lot of stuff that showed up because of the doing it dimensionally.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, it's funny because I don't actually track that. I just kind of engage the dimension and then I let that go, wherever that goes. So that's interesting. I never thought to track that. Thank you. That's a new toy. Yep. Cool. Thank you. And we'll play with this list in a moment, but I want to grab, anybody else have anything they want to contribute or share or say or ask a question or...
Jaden, this is Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
What I've found, too, over the last week is just calling all the beings that I have hidden in my body that are holding these contracts and things in place that I've blocked from my awareness.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if anybody else has that or not, too, but...
Oh, I'm sure we all have that. Although I don't want to put anything on anybody else, but yeah. So when you say beings, how do you engage that? As entities, beings, or as something else?
Not limiting it to that.
Just being wide open.
Just keeping it wide open and just calling. If it comes to me, I'll type it in for you, but I can't remember the exact clearing that I asked for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. Anybody else?
Jane, this is Leah. I just wanted to mention that when I was playing with some of the stuff on there, I talked to you about the body stuff, but another thing that came up for me was, and I know it's covered under these bigger umbrella terms, but one of the things I was remembering was a time when I went through a certain metaphysical group, and they actually did an initiation into their order, And so I was thinking back to all the different times in this lifetime that I've joined groups like that and made agreements to be initiated, or like the Order of Melchizedek, or the Brotherhood of this or the Brotherhood of that, and even had memories of times when I hold this quote, membership.
Yep.
And it's just interesting to notice that most of us think of that as, that is expansive, but what if it isn't?
Yeah, or it's expansive until it isn't.
Yeah.
Because I noticed some of the paradigms that I'll step into, it's like they're initially expansive. Like I played with the, whatever. My brain's not pulling it up. But like I'll play with it and, wow, it expands me. And then either very quickly or within whatever period of time, it's like, wow, this now feels limiting. It's like if you're an infinite being and we're using these tools to expand us, then they're useful until they're not useful anymore. And that's something that I want to stick in just as an awareness of, what if every tool, I don't care who comes up with it or how brilliant it is useful until it's not useful anymore. And that any good tool, when it's not useful, alerts you to that, or lets you know, hi, I'm kind of limiting you now. Can you please stop using me, or can you destroy and create me? It's like, because what if these are like frameworks or structures, like stairways to get up to certain plateaus or levels or into new realms or regions, and once you've expanded into those other spaces, you don't need support, and those can be like limiting. It's like carrying your ladders around when you don't need ladders anymore. So yeah, great awareness. Thank you. So let's do that. So allow yourself to feel into all the initiations that you've ever been through across all time, space, dimensions, and realities, and all of the groups where they bound you into the group, an order, all the fraternities, all of the institutions, all of the government bindings, all of the organizational bindings, all of the
religious bindings.
The what?
Religious bindings.
Religious bindings, yes.
The church.
Yes, churches, religions, orders, institutions across all time, space, dimensions, and realities. Allow yourself to perceive all of those agreements that you made. And then all the oaths, vows, commitments, communities, fealties, agreements, binding contracts, incarnation agreements, signatories, auto-install, auto-reinstatement clauses, alliances, allegiances, safety clauses, protection clauses, sacred contracts, communication clauses, autoresponder systems, all the shikyu, anti-consciousness, unconsciousness, and stupidity involved in all of this. Will you now destroy and create it all?
Yes.
Yes. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create. Times a godzillion, make null and void. Times a godzillion, make null and void. Times a godzillion, make null and void. There we go. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create. Times a godzillion, make null and void. All the cloaking, destroy and create all that. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, akshats, plus nines, beyond. Make null and void as a free being of a free will universe. Times a godzillion. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, akshats, plus nines, beyond. Let all that go. Oh. Oh. Wow. Wow. I'm tingling head to toe. That's cool. Wow. 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 Thank you. Somebody, I don't remember who this was anymore, came up with allegiances and alliances. I think it was Jen. Allegiances and alliances. So allow yourself to perceive all of the allegiances and alliances that you have. Because like you can have agreements by connection. Like if I'm going to align with this group, I'm going to have an allegiance to this group. And this group has this binding. You're by allegiance and alliance, you're accepting their bindings. So allow yourself to perceive all the allegiances and alliances that you have that are no longer serving you or that are binding you in any way across all time, space, dimensions, and realities. Ooh. And any of those that you feel that you want to get rid of, will you now destroy and create your attachment to all of them?
Yes.
Yes. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create. Times a godzillion. Make null and void. Good, bad, right, wrong. Pop, akshats, beyonds, beyonds. Make null and void. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create. Good, bad, right, wrong. Pop, akshats, beyonds. Right. And all of the shikyu. So, like, we have these allegiances and alliances, and then we hide them because they become inconvenient. We're still bound to them, but we've hidden them because they're inconvenient. So all the ways in which you've hidden your allegiances and your alliances, all the shikyu, all the anti-consciousness, unconsciousness, stupidity, and cloaking, and anything else you've used to hide your allegiances and alliances, we now destroy and create those and become aware of what's actually going on in your reality.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create, make, null, and void, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, actress, was nice, beyond. And if you want a secret, Jaden's secret number 47 is just keep, like, we're in this universe going, I'm bound by stuff, but I don't, like, what is this? I don't know what to do with it. Just ask all the, what shikyu, stupidity, anti-consciousness, unconsciousness do I have running here? Everything that is, I destroy and create it. Good, bad, hypocrisy, nice, beyond. Keep clearing the shikyu. Keep clearing the shikyu. Keep clearing the shikyu. Like, we've just got all this stuff, and we put sheets over it. We've put cloaking over it so that it doesn't affect us. It's like, okay, I'm stuck with it, but because we didn't have tools to get rid of it. So what do I do? Well, the best I can do is hide it and push it into a corner. Great, so we now have stuff hidden and pushed into corners. Like, you hid it, you pushed it into a corner, it's your reality, but so you got to call it out. So allow yourself to look in the dark corners. Like, there's the big spaces that you look, and then there's, like, try this. So allow yourself to call up that screen that you use. And you may not consciously use a screen, but imagine this, like, projection screen or this screen that you use. And that's where you call up everything. Okay? So allow yourself to notice the edges of that screen, or that boundary, that border. And now look down below that and notice what you notice down there. Can you perceive stuff kind of in the darkness down there? Mm-hmm. So all the shikyu, anti-consciousness, unconsciousness, stupidity that you have, that's down below your screen, kind of hiding, or that's to the left of your screen. I never looked over there. Allow yourself to perceive what's to the left of your screen, and above your screen, and to the right of your screen, and again to the below of your screen, and expand out beyond all of that in all directions. Wow. Okay, so all the shikyu, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, stupidity, unsides, anti-sides that you're using to hide and mask all of this stuff from you, it's just stuff, and just fixed viewpoints, that's all they are, fixed viewpoints. Can we destroy and create all that shikyu?
Yes.
Yes. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and create, make, null, and void. Oh, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, akshits, was nice, beyonds. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and create, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, akshits, was nice, beyonds. Wow, make, null, and void, make, null, and void, make, null, and void, times a godzillion, make, null, and void, times a godzillion, make, null, and void, times a godzillion, make, null, and void. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and create, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, akshits, was nice, beyonds. Wow. 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 And if you have something, feel free just to chime in. Anytime I actually stop to take a breath. I don't do it often, but allow yourself to just jump in. Safety clauses. Again, I think this one came from Jen. So how many safety clauses do you have? And to me, safety clauses are, I love what's coming up in our universe. It's like, so you have all of these control systems that are being overlaid in our physical reality. Well, we're keeping you safe. The TSA is keeping you safe. So it's like there's all these control overlays that are in the guise of safety. It's like, well, we're doing this to keep you safe. And really what that is that's a shikyu, that's an illusion that is there to create a justification so that you'll accept that. So allow yourself to perceive all of the agreements that you have bought into under the guise of safety. Whoa. Wow. Wow. And expand out beyond all of that. And beyond all of that, and beyond all of that, and behind, further behind, and behind, and behind, and behind that, and behind that, and behind that, and double behind that, and an quantum order of magnitude behind that. Oh, and a quantum order of magnitude behind that. There you go. And now down below all that, and below all that, and a quantum order of magnitude down below all of that. and below and below. There you go. Now expand out beyond all of this stuff. Wow. So all of these agreements, because safety is a manipulation. Would an infinite being ever have something that they would consider not safe? That was actually a question. Because it's like, if you think about it, it's like, what is safe? That's bad and wrong, and I need to separate myself from it to create safety. Oh, okay, so that's separation, and that's duality. Okay, so right away we're out of infinite being land because we're in duality. We're creating separation. So, like, you as an infinite being, the whole notion of safety would be like a, what? I don't understand what safety is. What is safety? So all of the safety clauses that you have, and can we now destroy and uncreate your attachment to all those manipulations?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And all the shikyu and anti-consciousness, unconsciousness, and stupidity around the manipulations of safety, can we destroy and uncreate all of that while we're at it?
Yes.
Yes. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and create, make null and void, times a godzillion, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, akshats, bizanice, beyonds, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, akshats, bizanice, beyonds, good, bad, right, wrong, pod, poc, shorts, boys, all nines and beyonds. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, there it is, destroy and uncreate, make null and void, times a godzillion, make null and void, times a godzillion, make null and void, times a godzillion, rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, there it is, rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and uncreate, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, akshats, bizanice, beyonds, make null and void, return to senders with consciousness, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, akshats, bizanice, beyonds. Wow. 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 Okay. Yeah, safety clauses. Protection clauses. Related. Protection. Would an infinite being require protection?
No.
No.
No. Protection is a similar energy to safety. You're creating this distance. Okay, that's bringing up some interesting things. Allow yourself to perceive all of the protection clauses that you have. Ooh. Ooh. Protection feels like it's connected to alliances and allegiances. Like, how many alliances?
Is it also kind of?
Yep.
I'm sorry. Is it also kind of like spell oriented?
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. As this goes up my body, I go, yeah. Wow. Wow. Let me just adapt to that energy. Oh, protection clauses. Yeah, like how many, that's like if you explore magic, like in its form that's currently available, M-A-G-I-K or magic, like, I don't know, the current version of okay, Brain, it'd be helpful if you could give me the words I'm looking for. You can do that now. Wiccan, like Wicca, not Wikipedia, but Wiccan, like the religion, or whatever you want to call that, the kind of magic that they use, which is the closest thing that I know to what we classically can think of like the Harry Potter magic thing. They use a lot of protections. There's a lot of creating separation for protection. You got to protect yourself from this with this kind of aura or ray of this or this spell or this thing. It's an important part of that paradigm. So, like, how many protection spells do you currently have active in your system? Oh my. And how many of those spells are draining life force energy from you?
Wow.
Because if you create the spell, you're feeding it. I mean, the more sophisticated spells, you can have something else feed it, but that starts to get really weird. So the simple stuff is all you're feeding it. So allow yourself to perceive all of the protection spells, clauses that you have running across all time, space, dimensions, and realities. Wow, and that jumps into fear, panic stuff. That's really interesting. Yeah. So here's what I say with these is you'll find some, because I could feel this kicked in, and some people are like in panic, like, oh my God, I can't get rid of those. Like that lifetime, like I need that. Like that's keeping me alive in that lifetime. Well, so the question that I have for you, the first thing is, it's always choice. It's always choice. You choose what feels light for you. You choose what feels comfortable for you, and say yes to what you can say yes to, and go back to whatever you want to go back to and clear later. But when you look at other lifetime stuff, because that comes up for me a bit, it's like I'm clearing stuff. It's like, yeah, in that other lifetime, am I going to appreciate having all of a sudden my protection disappear? But what if who you are, and this is my exploration, my interesting point of view, what if who you are is becoming aware across all time, space, dimensions, and realities? Like, what if all there is now? And what if that awareness is going across all versions of you? What if you're experiencing this in all realities? What if the you that's in Camelot is becoming aware, and the you that's in 2097 on some spacecraft or on some other planet is becoming aware? I mean, what if? So, I don't know, just some things to explore with is where you feel yourself generating limitation, like, well, I can't destroy and uncreate that because I might need that somewhere else. Start asking yourself questions about, are you allowing yourself to become aware across the spectrum? Like, as an infinite being, all of your expressions of self across all time, space, dimensions, and realities. And let's put it out there, anywhere where you are not allowing yourself, but you are interested now in allowing yourself to become fully aware, all of you, all of your layers, all of your parallel realities, all of your dimensional selves, all aspects of you, all other bodies you're running, all everythings, everywhere where you desire that but are preventing it or blocking it in any way, and all the shikyu, anti-consciousness, unconsciousness, and stupidity required to keep generating these separations, can we destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate. Make null and void across all time, space, dimensions, and realities. Oh, there we go. Make null and void times a gazillion. Make null and void times a gazillion. Make null and void times a gazillion. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate. Good, bad, right, wrong, papakshas was a nice balance. Oh, wow. That opened up some space. Wow. Wow.
Jaden, this is Leah. This
Hi.
brings up this whole thing about bodies again, and I hate to harp on it, but
Yeah, we're going to hit that.
Yeah, but I have a quick question.
Go
As
for
an
it.
infinite being, we wouldn't need protection and safety,
Right.
right?
Right.
But as a body, we would, maybe. Would we?
Well,
Bodies feel like they do?
Are you a body, or are you the space between the body? The molecules.
Well,
of the
that's
body?
what I'm asking. If, as an infinite being, are we the body or are we not? If we're infinite, we're the body too. And then what's the separation between the body, what's not us, what's infinite, what's body, what's us, what's the separation, what's the unity, what is it all about, really? And how do the agreements of the body reflect versus the infinite being and blah, blah, blah. It's like the paradigm needs to change before even this is only effective, I think.
Yeah. So what do you choose? Gary makes this statement, choice trumps everything.
Yeah.
Choice trumps clearing. Like when I look at, like, I start exploring with the gift and ability stuff, like what gifts and abilities do you have? It's like when you choose to open something, like I don't care what's in your way, you're going to start finding ways around that, and you're going to start getting rid of that. You know, it's like, it's choosing to do things. So if you choose that I am the awareness in all things everywhere, in my body and all my bodies, in every body. Hey, why not while we're there?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, wow. What else is possible? It's like what level of the game, what layer, what scale do you want to play the game on? And that's the cool thing that I love about the land that I play in. And people keep talking. Okay, so I'm involved in creating this program about accessing your gifts and abilities, and so I'm all immersed in this topic. So it's very forward for me. But people are like, "Gosh, what's in my way? Why can't I access, or why can't I perceive my gifts and abilities?" Well, you're being too small. Your gifts and your abilities are so big that you need to get bigger in order to perceive those. And it's like, so, like when you asked that question to Leah, when it's like what if that's your invitation to you to expand into more of that big space?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, because you start asking those questions, like, well, like, does this apply? And that's almost you giving yourself the choice. Well, do you want this to apply? And that's when you start to go, well, what would I prefer? What would I choose? What would feel good to me? What would be light? Yeah. Cool. Yeah, and I've got a whole page on body stuff. I want to get through the clauses here, and then we'll jump to body.
Yeah, I know. That's why I wasn't going to bring it up, but
yeah.
it just kind of was pushing out of me. It's like, well,
yeah.
if we're all infinite, then bodies aren't separate from us, so...
Yeah. So is now a time to go and look at the bodies? That feels light.
I don't know.
That feels light. Okay, so let's go play with bodies. Let me click on my other slide here. Body agreements. So we started... We tap danced around it, and then Alea emailed me. She's like, "Oh my God, there's really something here." And so I started poking around on it, and I will admit that I have shikyu around it. It's like there's a part of me that feels like, no, there's nothing here. Let's not go there. And I'm like, that's resistance. Okay, so that's really interesting. And I did a little bit of hacking around, and then I decided, no, I'm going to hack around with the whole group. So the concept here is, what if there are energies that the being uses to bind? There are agreements the being has, and then there are agreements that your body has made in order to exist here. And when I start to play in these other spaces, and even listen to some other facilitators or other modalities that are going out into bigger spaces, they start talking about the body as becoming aware, or the body changing into a crystalline body, or some other version of body that steps out of the limitations and the confines of this reality. It's like, what if body is also becoming an infinite being that never was born, never died? They're stepping out of the whole existing structure of the incarnational system. I don't know. I'm just playing. I'm not saying what's true. But it's like, so what if there are energies or agreements that body has taken on? So what I'm doing when I do this, I actually engage my body. So I'll go, okay, body, what agreements do you have that are limiting you in this area? And I'll ask body to bring it up, and I'll facilitate body, not as me, but as body. So let's do that. I'll jump back. So allow yourself to facilitate for your body, and ask yourself, body, what oaths, vows, commitments, communities, fealties, or ask your body, what oaths, vows, commitments, communities, fealties, swearings, promises, agreements, binding contracts, incarnation agreements, signatories, auto-install, reinstatement clauses, alliances, allegiance, safety clauses, protection clauses, sacred contracts, communications clauses, autoresponder systems do you have running that you would like to now destroy and create your attachment to? And just feel what comes up there. Wow. And those come up totally different for me. Like Like I feel that viscerally in my body when I ask that question. And then ask your body, will you now destroy and uncreate all that? And then look for some answer of lightness or heaviness. And then everything that is, rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and uncreate, make null and void, times a godzillion, make null and void, times a godzillion, rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and uncreate. Wow. Make null and void, times a godzillion, 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 rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and uncreate, make null and void, times a godzillion. Wow. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and uncreate, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, actress, was a nice, beyond. I'm just seeing this image of like millions of people. like it's not just one body. Like, what if we're clearing the body template for the kind of body that you have?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's see that. Yeah.
Oh, that did something. Oh, okay. So I'll introduce you to that paradigm if you've never heard that before. There's this paradigm of what if there are a set number of body templates that were on the planet that in order to incarnate you had to choose one of these set number of body templates that most aligned with what you were seeking to accomplish or where you were seeking to go, and then that was the template. And there were millions, hundreds, thousands, billions, trillions, I don't know, of other beings, people using the same body template, but that template is like a fixed, or was a fixed paradigm, a container that said, that had predefines about my body does this, my body does not do that, my body can do this, my body cannot do that. Like you can see, people who are very athletic have a certain template. Like I don't have that template. I can be physical, but I am not athletic. That's just not interesting to my body at all. I like being physical, not athletic. But there's some people who just love that stuff. They're like, oh, this is so good. Not my template, okay? So everywhere that you've judged yourself because you have a different template than other people, and or everywhere where you're trying to do something that is not, that your template is constraining you, and that it's not about you, it's your template is confining you. Those would be agreements that your body has. So all of the templates, let's do the judgments. So all of the places where you have judged you because of the limitations or confines of the templates, everywhere you have judged your body as being limited or pathetic or stupid or whatever judgment you placed on your your sweet body, because you thought, come on body, you should be able to do that. But that's not, your body's being confined by the template that it was constrained by. Oh, that triggers stuff. All of those judgments, can we just destroy and uncreate all those?
Yes.
Yes. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and uncreate, make null and void, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, hoc, shits, fifth, and ninth, beyonds. Wow. So all of the decisions, so all of the overlays that you've placed on your body, all of the decisions, judgments, conclusions, computations, form, structure, and significance, projections, expectations, rejections, and separations you have of and for your body. Allow yourself to perceive all that, and then expand out beyond that, and expand out beyond that, and expand out beyond all of that. Wow. Wow, and expand out beyond all of that in all directions. All of those DJCCs, PERS, form, structure, significance, can we destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yes.
Yes. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and uncreate, make null and void across all time, space, dimensions, realities, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, hoc, shorts, nines, beyonds. Wow. Because those are just places where you create separation between you and your body, aka not useful. So all of the Mobius strips, quantum particulates, Shikyu implants, trifold sequencing systems that are engaged or running or have been tripped up around all of this, and everything that's under and around all of that, and everything that's under and around all that, and everything that's under and around all of that. Can we destroy and create all of that stuff?
Yes.
Yes. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and create, make null and void, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, hoc, shorts, nines, beyond. Yeah, I jumped into distractor implants because I could feel them running. It's like, okay, they're out, make them go away. Wow. 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 So what else comes up for people around bodies?
Planned obsolescence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Rosie's had this this viewpoint that won't leave her alone, and therefore it won't leave me alone, which means there's something there. I love how that works. And it's the notion of, and the first time I'd ever heard it is they talk about, like, in manufacturing, in the auto industry or whatever, planned obsolescence, which is the phrase that basically says they know after 5 years this part is going to go bad. They kind of just know that this little piece here is going to rust out, and you're going to need to replace that. So your car is going to break down after 5 years. So, like, that's the concept of planned obsolescence. Is we made a choice, usually to make something less expensive, and so we're using something. While we could make this a titanium part and it would last forever, or make it some other part, we're going to make it out of regular metal, and after 5 years it's going to rust. And so we're going to consider that acceptable, and they call that planned obsolescence. Like, somebody knows that that's going to happen. It's in the plan. There's also usually an implication, there's a deliberacy about that. Like, somebody wants that to break down in 5 years. That's a judgment. But the concept of planned obsolescence is it's a known, this is going to crap out. So how many planned obsolescences are active in your body systems?
Wow.
Wow. Like, your vision's going to go bad after a certain time, your teeth are going to do something weird after a certain time, certain organs are going to stop regenerating themselves, certain whatevers are going to do whatever they do. Like, planned obsolescence. Like, how much of that?
The whole aging process.
The whole aging process. Totally, yeah. So, allow yourself to perceive all the planned obsolescences that are running in your body, and all the shikyu, stupidity, anti-consciousness, unconsciousness that are preventing you from perceiving even more. Can we destroy and create all that?
Yes.
Yes. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, actress, was nice, beyond, send all that away. Oh, that wobbled my reality. Oh. Wow. Okay. Wow. So now allow yourself again to perceive all of the, I'm sorry, Rosie, that erased my brain. What was that word again?
Obsolescence.
Planned obsolescence, all the obsolescences. So allow yourself to perceive again all of the planned obsolescences or obsolescences that are engaged in your body or your being. Wow.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So, all the oaths, vows, commitments, communities, fealties, agreements, binding contracts, incarnational agreements, signatories, auto-install, and sometimes I'll actually say these words. I'll look at a list, and I'll say these words, and I'll see what lights up, just for my amusement. Reinstatement clauses. Feel all of that. Alliances, allegiances, safety clauses, protection clauses. Yeah, that lights up. Sacred contracts, communication clauses. Oh, wow, what is that? Autoresponder systems. All the shikyu, anti-consciousness, unconsciousness around all of that. Can we destroy and create all of that across all time, space, dimensions, and realities?
Yes.
Yes. It feels like you want to hang on to it. Okay, so we won't do this one. Resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create. Make null and void across all time, space, dimensions, and realities. As a free being of a free will universe, make null and void across all time, across all no time, all timelines, all space, all dimensions, all realities, and all realms. Resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create, make null and void, times a godzillion, make null and void, times a godzillion, make null and void. Wow, times a godzillion, make null and void, times a godzillion, resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create. I'm having difficulty functioning at the moment. Please stand by. We're having technical difficulties. Wow. That's the reason for the camera. If I just go, you'll know why you can see me doing that. So resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create, make null and void, times a godzillion, make null and void, times a godzillion is a free being. My lips are started. Wow. You know when you do those hyperventilating exercises, or what's that, rebirthing breathing, and everything starts to vibrate and go numb? That's what my body's doing right now. Times a godzillion is a free being of a free will universe across all time, space, dimensions, realities. Resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create, make null and void, times a godzillion. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, shits, was nice, beyonds. Go away. Thank you. Go away. That's another one. How come that's not in the clearing? Go away. Thank you. You may go. Bye. Thank you. Okay. I think that did something.
Yeah.
A little, yeah.
Oh. Wow. I'm going to add those words.
Go away.
No.
Go away.
I can't spell obsolescence.
There's the call that way, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Wow. Oh, I'm still wobbling. Anybody else want to take over? Wow. Wow. Fortunately, I was smart. I set up before this call to get my bars run. It's like, yeah. Okay. So, there's stuff still clearing.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So how can I expand to be bigger than this so I'm not in the middle of the clearing? So let's expand to the size of the universe. It's still there. The size of the multiverse. It's still kind of there. To all that is. That got worse for me. Multiverse was still better. To the Beyondiverse. That's one of Rosie's cool phrases. The Beyondiverse, which is this imaginary verse of beyond. It's beyond that, and what's beyond that, and what's beyond that. Wow, yeah, see, now I'm not affected by it. But, like, I can function again. It's like, how much of your, when you get into space of non-functioning, is just you're not expanded big enough. So everywhere that you have incarnation agreements, signatories, reinstatement clauses, alliances, allegiances, safety clauses, protection clauses, sacred contracts, planned obsolescences, communication clauses, or autoresponder systems that, oh, damn, autoresponder systems keeps triggering when I nail that. We got to jump to that one next. Anywhere that you've got those systems engaged that keep contracting you down to something smaller than an infinite being, allow yourself to perceive all the agreements that you have that contract you down or auto-contract you down. That's why autoresponder. That auto-contract you down to something smaller than an infinite being. Allow yourself to perceive all of those across all time, space, dimensions, and realities. All those agreements, can we flush them down the toilet, please?
Yes.
Yeah.
The galactic cosmic toilet, of course. Resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create good, bad, right, wrong, pop, shorts, but nice, beyonds. Resend, revoke, man, that went really easy. Resend, revoke, there's something about flushing. Resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create good, bad, pop, shorts, but nice, beyonds. You know, wow, that actually does something. Did anybody else notice it just like went away really easily?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. There's another tool that, oh, where did I get that from? Where did I get that from? Yeah, I can't think of the guy's name anymore. He talks about getting a galactic vacuum. And it takes it back to like the cosmic recycling center. And so you can invite, and I played with it, and sometimes it's actually more effective than normal clearing. And I just invite this galactic vacuum to come, and sometimes I see this kind of big vacuum, and it just gets like, suck all this stuff up, just make it all go away. And it's just like, poof, gone. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's like, hey, whatever works. I'm about whatever works, and whatever is fun. let's play with that. So yeah, we'll stick in galactic vacuums from now on. Autoresponder system keeps grabbing my attention. So while the part of me likes to go in order, and I'm going out of order, an autoresponder in the email world is a device that when a certain trigger is met, it automatically takes a certain action. So in the email world, it's like after 3 days have transpired, or if somebody clicks on this, then send them this. And that word was nagging at me as I'm setting up my autoresponders for my email system. And I'm like, God, that's bigger. There's something there. How many of those... Okay, so we got a really bad echo going on. Somebody just did something different. If you could mute that. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Autoresponder says, you know those feelings where you do something and you get the sense, oh man, that's going to come back at me. Or I'm going to clear this, and those beings out there who are monitoring me are going to do something as a result of that. Anybody have that stuff, or is that just me?
No, I had it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I had it after last week.
Yeah. So what I explored with that, and now, again, we're going way out into Grayville here, but again, this is an interesting point of view that I have. I used to, as a kid, have a perception of being watched by a real being. Like I could almost see this window up above my reality. Like there's my screen, and then there was this window up above, like those when you're in those observation rooms where there's a mirror, and sometimes somebody would be looking through the back of the mirror. It's that feeling. And I would sometimes get the sense that I was being watched, and then something would shift in my reality kind of behind my back. And I got the sense that whenever I saw a person up there, it's not necessarily a good thing. I should really behave myself. And I learned as a kid I need to behave myself. That's the paradigm I played in as a result of that. And man, that brought up some interesting things for people. So everything that brings up, all the oaths, vows, commitments, communities, fealties, swearings, agreements, bonded contracts, all around all of that, and all the other words we've ever said here, can we destroy and create all of that? Yes, rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create good, bad, wrong, pub, hoxtrus, but nice, beyond. And I brought up all kinds of distractor implants, all the Mobius strips, quantum particulate, SHICU implants, and trifold sequencing systems under that, and under and around that, and under and around that, and under and around all of that, times a godzillion, under around all of that. Whoa, yeah. Everything that is, can we destroy and create all that? Yes. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create good, bad, right, wrong, pop, hoxtrus, but nice, beyond. Oh, thank you. So as a kid, I would perceive that, and then at some point, like I noticed, there was no beings would come in that window anymore. And then I noticed there was technology in that window, like there was a camera in that window, or there was an automated system in that window. But if I did something, that automated system would alert an attendant who would then come to the window. And so I found for a while, okay, so I had to not trigger the automated system, and I would play within the triggering of that. And so everything that brings up, and all the SHICU, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness around this, and I'm just playing in story to bring up shit, kids, so don't get attached to any of this stuff. Can we destroy and create everything that this brings up?
Yes.
Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create good, bad, wrong, pub, hoxtrus, but nice, yes. I can see it's awakening things for people. That's so cool. And then, so more recently, a couple years ago, I started going, I'm hitting this access stuff, and I'm like, okay, this is getting out of the game. Like, I get that. This is my unraveling everything and stepping out of the game. I see that. That's obvious to me. Am I allowed to do that? Was the question that I asked myself. Am I allowed to do that? And I'd keep poking and testing and trying things, and sometimes it would seem like, no, I wasn't allowed to do it. But all that happened was an automated system. I never saw real people coming back into that window again. And then I started asking questions, and then the universe started feeding me back with other channels saying, the beings who are playing in the control paradigm have now left the planet. They're not here anymore. Okay? Like, they've given up. They recognize that this whole thing is unraveling, and they're like, I'm out of here. This is too dangerous. It's too whatever. I'm out of here. And what if there's just automated control systems left? Autoresponder systems. That when you trigger a certain default trigger, and it could be an old limitation, an old barrier, a gift, going into a place that you had committed to not go, that it triggers an auto response. And it's just an automated response. That's it. There's nothing behind it. It's just an automated response. So allow yourself to perceive all the autoresponder systems that you are tracking, paying attention to, or hiding, dodging, or avoiding across all time, space, dimensions, and realities. Wow. Oh, baby. Wow. So everything that is, all of the oaths, vows, commitments, communities, fealties, agreements, bonded contracts, and all these other words that allow that autoresponder system to be in place, including all the incarnation agreement signatories, can we destroy and create all of those?
Yes.
Yes. We send, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and create times a godzillion. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, pock, shorts, boys on ice, beyond. Send that away. Wow. And I want to use one other tool with you that again, this is not an Access tool. This is a Jaden Fox tool. But it feels applicable. It's a tool for clearing technologies. Allow yourself to call out all of the technologies that are around the autoresponder or around systems that are there to keep you in a box. Like, call them out in front of you. Just allow yourself to just energetically put them out in front of you. Just call them out in front of you. Yep, there you go. Call them all out in front of you. You're just pulling them out of your energetic field and placing them in front of you so you can perceive them. Yep. And I'm going to have you say out loud, programs terminate.
Programs terminate.
Ooh. Interconnections terminate.
Interconnections terminate.
And then this you don't have to say out loud, but all the energies that were invested into coding. So it's like these are computer programs, energetic programs, and they're like computers, baby computers. I see them as baby computers with programs running in them that are automatic. And we're now going to take back all the energies invested into coding, into the programming. So just take back all the energies that you invested into the coding. Wow. And take back all the energies that were removed from you as a result of these programs running. Wow. And then tell these technologies, thank you, you may go.
Thank you, you may go.
Thank you, you may go.
And then, for good measure, I stick in good, bad, right, wrong, pop, pock, shorts, business, nice, pianos. Wow. Wow. That's a call for another time. More on technology. I have all these awarenesses.
Not more.
What's that?
It just keeps bringing up more.
Of course, we just keep playing with more. It's like, hey, more toys. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wobbling on that one. Wow. So those are autoresponder systems. So if you find that, yeah, so anybody who just kind of did something different with their audio, if you could mute yourself again. So that's what autoresponder systems are. They're automated systems that just respond to you. They just, when you do this, they cough out that. And just recognize they're automated. There's nobody back there doing anything. Or ask, truth, is there anybody back there doing things? And all that, let's do that, because that brings up some gray area that I've poked a lot in. There's a lot of illusion back in these control systems. Am I the only one who plays in these control systems, or does anyone have a sense that there are other beings who were at some point in time watching or manipulating them?
Always. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not the only one. Good. So all of the shikyu, stupidity, anti-consciousness, and unconsciousness that you have around all of these paradigms, can we destroy and create all that?
Yes.
Yes. Resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, octors, was nice. Beyond. And I'm going to ask, again, for somebody, if you're not finding yourself participating, if you could mute yourself. If you're dialed in on a telephone, hit your mute button. I'm not sure what the star is. I think it's star 5 on this system. If you're on telephone, if you're calling in on the headset mic thing, just click the microphone button and it'll mute you. Yeah, there we go. We got rid of the echo. Thank you. Wow. So in this paradigm of being like watched or controlled or manipulated, it's like, again, I want to go back to the core thing I went back to on the last call, is like, what if this is all illusion? If you're in a free will universe, how many layers of illusion are required to have you trick you into thinking that you're not in a free will universe? Right? It's like, how much illusion is required? And all that's required is to undo that is to become aware of the illusion. And when you're asking for the shikyu, anti-consciousness, unconsciousness, and stupidity, you're hacking away at that. So all of the illusions that you have bought into that allow you to maintain the viewpoint of being controlled, can we destroy and uncreate all of that shikyu?
Yes.
Yes. Resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and uncreate, make null and void, times a gazillion, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, hoc, short, splits, and beyonds. Wow. Okay, so somebody's driving or has got a lot of wind blowing near their phone. If you could mute yourself. Yeah, okay, I'm vortexing. It's so cute. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the plan. That's the cool thing about having words. When I'm vortexing, I can actually still move forward. So sacred contracts. I think it was Alea or Jen. I think it was Alea this morning brought up the notion of sacred contracts. It's like, how many contracts do we have that we have labeled as sacred? They're like, oh, that's sacred. We can't touch that. So allow yourself to perceive all of the sacred contracts that you have in place or engaged that are limiting you. Hi there. So everything, all those are, can we now destroy and then create all of those?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and create, make null and void, times a godzillion, make null and void, resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and create, make null and void, times a godzillion, make null and void, times a godzillion, make null and void, times a godzillion, times a godzillion, make null and void as a free being of a free will universe, times a godzillion, make null and void. There we go. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, hoc, short, splits, and beyond, send all that away. Oh, man. Wow, it's still going. Okay. There's more tangles there. So all of the cloaking. Okay. Yeah, that's got me. All of the cloaking and all this other stuff. Can we just, anything Gary, Dane, or I have ever said before that might apply here even remotely, can we destroy and create all of that?
Yes.
Yes. Resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and create, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, hoc, short, splits, and beyond, send all that away. That's my if in doubt punt. Anything Gary, Dane, or I have ever said before. Just all that. Okay. Planned obsolescence, we got that. Communication clauses. That's another one that I haven't, yeah, so let me say, I'll show you how I go in, I'm like, I don't understand it. Like, that's my way of saying I want more awareness about that. So I'm going to, how do I do that? So all of the shikyu, anti-consciousness, unconsciousness, and stupidity that I have around communication clauses. Can we now destroy and create all that?
Yes.
Yes. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and create, make null and void. Times a godzillion, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, action, was nice, beyonds. Wow, that does stuff. Wow. So what awareness can I now receive? Well, I'll say it for everybody. What awareness can we now receive about communications clauses? And just allow yourself to receive that. And don't go looking for mental. Just look for a shift of energy in your body. There you go. Just looking for a shift of energy. And if you don't feel anything, it absolutely doesn't matter. We're just receiving energy from the universe. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Wow. Wow. So all the shikyu, stupidity, anti-consciousness, unconsciousness I have around communications clauses, can we now destroy, or we have around communications clauses, can we now destroy and create all that?
Yes.
Yes. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and create, good, bad, right, wrong, papakshas, was nice, beyonds, send all that away. I'm modeling for you how I get this information. I just keep poking at it. I just keep clearing and poking at it. And what awareness can I now receive about communication clauses? I receive that now. We're just looking for an energy. There you go. And sometimes it takes hours, minutes, hours, days in order to actually start to have awareness about that. Or sometimes the universe will start to bring me other videos or other people talking about different things or other people bringing up viewpoints that jump to communications clauses. And I just start to know stuff about it. And sometimes I know instantaneously. But I don't have an attachment to it. It comes as it comes. It comes when it's appropriate or relevant or whenever it gets here or whatever. It doesn't matter. So allow yourself to perceive all of the communications clauses that are actively tangling or binding you in any way across all time, space, dimensions, realities. Wow. So the first thing that jumps out for me is it's a future thing that's around, like, how do we record ESP? Like if we're communicating via ESP or via these like direct brain link technologies or something, like how do we make an agreement? How do we record that agreement? We can do that through communications clauses. Ta-da! Isn't that cool? It's a future thing. There's more to it than that, but like that's the first thing that jumps out. And that was just from me clearing shikyu and asking for awareness. I just start to get this stuff, and I don't know where it comes from. It just comes from my infinite beingness. And how cool is that? And you just play with it, and the more you play with it, it just starts to do this stuff for you. And so all the communications clauses that you have that are limiting or binding you in any way across all time, space, dimensions, and realities, and no time, all timelines and all realms. Wow. Realms does something there. Wow. Everything that is, can we now destroy and create it all?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and create. Make null and void. Times a godzillion, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, akshas, beyonds, beyonds. Resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and create. Make null and void. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, akshas, beyonds. Resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and create. Make null and void as a free being of a free will universe. Times a godzillion. Make null and void times a godzillion, make null and void times a godzillion, make null and void times a godzillion, resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create. Good, bad, rip up, akshas, beyonds, beyonds. And let's throw in a galactic vacuum for good measure. Just thank you. Why not?
Jaden?
Yes.
Is there like a brain implant or something with that?
Oh, I feel that. Oh. Wow.
Oh, and demons. Hello.
Wow. Brain implant. Wow, what a control system. Wow, yeah, that's messed with me for a while. Okay. Yeah, and you found demons under that, or demons running that?
Yeah, they were just there. I don't know if they were running it or...
Yeah. Okay. Okay, awesome. So all the SHICU, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness that you might have hiding brain implants. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Oh, that nails me. Wow, everything that is, can we destroy and create all that?
Yes.
Yes, yes. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, actress, nice, beyond. Send all the SHICU away. Whoa. Oh, man, I've struggled and fought with that one. Oh, Jesus. Okay, that's what that is. Thank you. I'm so grateful for you bringing that up. Thank you. So all of the oaths, vows, commitments, communities, fealties, agreements, bonded contracts, incarnational clause agreements, signatories, auto-install, reinstatement clauses, alliances, allegiances, safety clauses, protection clauses, sacred contracts, planned obsolescence, communications clauses, autoresponder systems, and any SHICU, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, around all of this brain implant thing, anything that binds you to brain implants, anything that hides, makes them invisible to you, limits you with them in any way, can we now destroy and create all of that?
Yes.
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 Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and create times of God's zone. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, actress, was nice, beyond, send all that away. Oh my. Oh my. Wow. Wow. And I wanted to demonstrate something for you. I noticed I call it the clearing dance, and I'm wanting to do that now. And I'm wired here. Let me grab my wires. Let me move my computer here. It's like I'll rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, and I'll actually like untangle myself and I'll twist my body around. And if you notice that your body wants to move and participate when you're clearing, allow your body to do, I call it the clearing dance, where your body is just like, you're just kind of doing stuff. It helps, I don't know, my body enjoys doing that. So, truth, is that clearing body stuff? Yeah. Yeah. So that's a way that I clear body stuff at the same time, is by doing what I call my body dance. And I do it with almost every clearing. You'll see me use my hands. I'm involving my body and play with that if you feel drawn. I think it does something. Brain implants. Wow. Okay. So all of the creatures, demons, entities. I get a lot of creature stuff, but let's run. Seeing we've cleared a lot of stuff, let's do demon just for the fun of it, because we enjoy demons clearing so much. I forgot the demon clearing. Somebody want to get me started on the demon clearing?
Everything that.
Oh, thank you. Everything they said that they would do for you, and everything you would do for them. Can we destroy and create all that?
And your body.
And your bodies.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and create good, bad, pop, nice, balance. Right now, I'm like, I can't put two words together, so this is kind of interesting. Yeah. Okay. And return from whence you came, never to exist again, to me, this body, this reality, times a godzillion, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, actress, nines, beyonds. Return from whence you came, never to exist again, to me, this body, this reality, times a godzillion, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, actress, nines, beyonds. Return from whence you came, never to exist again, to me, this body, this reality, times a godzillion, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, actress, nines, beyonds. Return from whence you came, never to exist again, to me, this body, these bodies, this reality, these realities, times a godzillion, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, actress, nines, beyonds. Wow. Wow. And then, again, we're meandering out of access territory. Another clearing that Rosie and I kind of came up with. Gary has a viewpoint about creatures as that they're these snarly, they've got lots of teeth and they're very nasty. I almost picture them as piranhas or alligators or something like that. And they're really nasty and they're really nasty. But as I start going in, and did I mention they're really nasty? In my viewpoint of creatures, a creature is a creature, like a salamander is a creature, and an insect is a creature, and a bird is a creature, and it's like creatures don't need to have that negative connotation to them, though they can. But I found that there are other creatures that we employ, that we invite into our body, that are actually really nice beings. They're just really cool. They're from other wherevers, I don't know, and they seem to they hold energy. That's all they do. They're like on vacation here. They're holding energy. They're in service to you. Allow yourself to perceive all the beings, I call them creatures, that are in your body or being that are in service to you, that are now ready to leave. Oh. And allow yourself to expand beyond that in all directions, including behind you, and perceive more of these beings, because there's layers in the different layers of your energetic body, your energetic field, however you want to describe that. Yep, you got it. There you go. And expand beyond that. Oh. And expand beyond that. Wow. And expand beyond that, including down. We're not going down enough. And go down, and go down, and go down, and go down. There you go. There we go. Now expand out beyond all of that. Okay. So now perceive all of those creatures and beings. Yeah, a couple more there, huh? Mm-hmm. Okay, so everything you said you would do for these beings and everything these beings said they would do for you, can we now destroy and create those agreements?
Yes.
Yes, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, actress, business, beyonds. And the beings who can leave, sometimes I'll do this in 2 steps, other times I won't. I'll just say, thank you, you may go.
Okay, you may go. Okay, you may go.
And there are some beings who can just leave on their own. There are other beings, and this is just my interesting point of view and cool story play thing until it's not, is that there's some beings that require transport. So those beings that require transport, I call in transport. So I say, I call in transport.
Call in transport.
And I either imagine it or I don't. It doesn't matter. But like I can almost perceive things docking with my energy field. And sometimes I'll play in it and I'll say, okay, and docking, and doors opening, and then, so that's just play. And then I'll say, okay, all beings, please enter your transport, take everything with you, all of your baggage, all of your offspring, all of your eggs, all of your seeds, everything. Take everything with you. I found they were leaving offspring behind because they don't think of them as we think of them. They leave them and go. They don't think of them as they're theirs. It's just I leave that and it goes. And then it hatches. So you always want to ask them to take their offspring and all their stuff with them. And then I give them time and doors closing, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, I'm just playing. And then I'll tell the ships, thank you, you may go. And sometimes at this point you feel something. Sometimes at this point you don't feel much of anything. And some people may not feel anything at all. And that's all okay. It doesn't matter. But like, so do you tap into your system? Does it seem quieter?
Yes.
Yeah, isn't that weird? It's like, wow, it's quieter in here. How is that? Well, because you had your neighbors left. So what I found is that there's like, we develop like, there's almost cities for some of these beings, or there's apartment places or environmental containment units, there's support structures, there's cabling, there's control systems, there's all manner of structure, and I just generically call it structure. So all of the structures that were left behind that housed and facilitated all these other beings, can we now destroy and create all that?
Yes.
Yes. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create, make null and void, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, actress, business, beyonds, and just return that all to I sometimes will say, return it to sender, which as I track it, some of it goes back to manufacturer. Some people say return to the cosmic compost. However, just like send it off. And now kind of tap into your system and notice the difference. Do you have more space?
Oh, yeah.
Is it different? Yeah. Yeah. And again, if you don't feel anything, don't get bent out of shape. It just absolutely does not matter. In the beginning, I did this stuff. I didn't feel squat at all. Now I feel everything. It's like, woohoo, that's cool, let's play. So brain implants. Jen, do you sense anything else that's useful there?
I keep going to the back of the skull.
Mm-hmm. Connection port?
I'm getting a yes and a no.
A yes or no. Okay. Well, that jumped out for me. Everybody allow yourself to perceive connection ports. If you've ever seen the movie The Matrix, man, that gave me the chills when I saw for the first time those ports on the back of down the person's spine. If you ever saw that movie. Allow yourself to perceive any connection ports that you have anywhere in your body, your physical body, your energetic body, or your being, any layer of your body. Allow yourself to perceive any connection ports or control ports. Whoa, control ports does something. That you have where other things could plug into and take over, regain control, do things, whatever. Allow yourself to perceive any of those ports. And all the oaths, vows, commitments, communities, fealties, agreements, binding contracts that allow those ports to remain in place or to remain shikyu, or can we destroy and create all of that?
Yes.
Yes, rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and create, make null and void, times a godzillion, make null and void, times a godzillion, rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and create across all time, space, dimensions, and realities, as a free being of a free will universe, times a godzillion, good, bad, wrong, papakshas, bizanites, bias. Oh, wow. And just let all that go.
Is there something at the top of the head that's a little different?
I mean, in this moment, I perceive it's different now. It feels different. But is there something that feels like it wants to be cleared? Or are you just perceiving something differently?
Yeah, no, it's, I don't know, it's, wow, okay, hello. Yeah, it's like going out, but it's like nodding off, like not with a K.
Okay. I'm not grabbing. You'll have to...
Okay, it could just be me, yeah.
Well, just run whatever you would normally want to run with that. Like, run it for the whole group. What would you normally do with that?
Oh, hang on a second. Oh, yeah, still running the same thing. All oaths, vows, commitments, communities, fealties, swearings, promises, agreements, bonded contracts, incarnational agreements, signatories, auto-install, reinstatement clauses, alliances, allegiances, safety... Safety... The safety clause?
It's like Santa Claus, but different. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something else in there with the safety clause.
Safety clauses. Okay. Oh, I see. You were tracking each one to see which one had stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So run that too. All the safety clauses.
All the safety clauses, and the safety clauses before that. Yeah. It's going back. That's why. All right.
Okay.
Safety clauses before that, and before that, and before that. Yeah.
So now, Jen has this unique way of doing things. So that's why I wanted to invite her to play with that. What are you doing when you do the before that? Before that. Before that.
That's just how I get it. It's
okay.
Just no. Yeah.
Cool. And run us all the way through.
Okay, safety clause before that. Protection. Yeah. Protection clause, sacred contracts, and it's sacred contracts too. Mm-hmm. Before that. And ad infinitum.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even say
yeah.
Infinite. Planned obsolescence, communication clauses, protection clauses. But in time and space. Mm-hmm. Autoresponder systems, protection clauses. Yeah, it's when I do it, it jumps from word to word to word.
Yeah.
Oh, because the protection clauses are bound around all the other ones.
Yeah. Okay, I get that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's drive it home, because not everybody else is amused by this.
Okay, autoresponder systems and all the shikyu, anti-consciousness, unconsciousness, stupidity, anti-consciousness. We now destroy and uncreate it all.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, destroy and uncreate, make null and void, times a gazillion, make null and void, times a gazillion, is free being of a free will universe, cross all time, no time, time lines, space, dimensions, realities, and realms.
Wow.
Is that right, Ron Papak, online shorts, voice and mail?
Wow. So what Jen was showing you was how she plays. Like, her and I both have a similar play. and that's why we like to play together, is that like we'll look at things and we'll feel into them, we'll track them back and see like what's in there, like where does that go, what does that do, and for other people that's not play, and so you can just say all those words, I destroy and create all that. That's totally cool. And for some people who like if that's your play in that stuff and ask questions, because if you have a play, if that's like your play thing, even though it kind of might be mental or whatever, it's like there's a gift in there. There's an ability that you have that no one else has, that your play takes you there. Your play is showing you how to unravel and expand into new territory. Like, allow yourself to play wherever you feel drawn to play, even if it goes outside of the access container or outside of any other modalities container that you have. Allow yourself to play wherever you feel drawn to, whatever's fun for you, even if nobody else does that. Just kind of, go play with that. We are towards end of time here. I want to make sure that I grab some more of the body stuff. So there are agreements. Where do I want to take this here? I'm just going to read the pink thing here that I believe this is Leia wrote this. Allow yourself to perceive any of the agreements that were made for or by your body, or any previous occupants that were in your body, or any other bodies you were running through all time, space, dimensions, realities, that would limit your body's expression, that would limit or create incarnational patterns, or that would limit its ability to create itself as healthy, vibrant being, or limit its expression as a full divine design. I butchered the words, but you get the concept. Everything that, all of those agreements that your body has, and any agreements that you have, like how many agreements did you take on to mirror what your body has? How many agreements did your body take on to mirror what you have? Oh boy, there we go. Wow. Wow. Well, that says what we need to hear right there. So everything that all of that is, and all the shikyu, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, it gets in the way of more clarity around this topic. Can we destroy and create all the agreements and shikyu?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and create, make null and void times a godzillion. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, hoc, shits, business, beyonds. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and create, make null and void times a godzillion. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, hoc, shits, business, beyonds. Rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy and uncreate. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, hoc, shits, business, beyonds. Let all that go. Oh man. Ooh. That did stuff. Oh, hey, a new version of BoxSync is available. All right. You can go away now. I love the way things just jump up on my screen. Hey, I'm sharing that screen. Don't do that. Okay. Wow, that was cute. I wonder what that means. Okay.
A new incarnational pattern is available.
Would you like to download your new body incarnational patterns? Yes. I love that. It's like, what else is possible? Like, there's a whole call. There's a whole body call wanting to happen on this too. Like, I see like 3 or 4 other whole calls that could be done on these topics. But let's grab genetic lines. So allow yourself. So there's lines that your body has, and this is what they commonly talk about on this planet. You know, it's your DNA. Your DNA does this. Well, they're starting to find out that that's not how your DNA works. Your DNA is a recording of what has come, but you constantly are rewriting your DNA. Like, there's nothing stable or solid about DNA. It's just kind of like the blueprint that you keep revising as you go along. Or what if that's what it is? But so what if your genetic lines are not so fixed anymore? Like, I went to a really aware healer who works in a very different modality, but they very clear seer in some other areas. And he's not familiar with access. But I went to him, and he's like, oh, you cleared all of your genetic DNA information. How did you do that? And I said, well, I just cleared it. And I wasn't about to explain all the details, but he actually could perceive that I had actually cleared all of the genetic information that used to bind me. He could perceive that. He said, it's just not, you're just not bound to your lineage. You're not bound to your genetics anymore. How did you, like, he was just like, wow, Box really wants me to do this. Go away. Go away. Thank you. You may go. So the genetic, we can clear all that stuff. Like, you're not bound to any of that stuff, unless you want to be, of course, and then you are. So yeah, have fun with that. So all of the oaths, vows, commitments, communities, fealties, agreements, binding contracts that your body has around all its genetic lines, all its genetic connections, bindings, agreements, attachments that it has taken on through its lineage, through its genetic lines, through its DNA, through bloodlines. That's another word that brings up energy, bloodlines. And anything that your body has taken on to mirror what you have so it can be more in resonance with you. Hi there. Okay. And you're yelling at your body, why can't you do this? Well, you're holding on to that, so I am. Can you let go of that now? Yeah? So all of that stuff, all the oaths, vows, commitments, you know what I'm talking about. Can we let go of all those agreements?
Yes.
Yes. Resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create, make null and void, times the godzillion, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, pock, shirts, business, beyonds. Whoa. Oh, man. Wow. Oh. Wow. Wow. I actually had difficulty breathing there for a little bit. Not difficulty, it was like harder. Wow. Let's do that again, because that was fun. You can see my definition of fun. So allow yourself to perceive all of the agreements that your body is currently under that are limiting your body in any way, shape, or form across all time, space, dimensions, and realities. Oh, wow. Wow. That makes me really dizzy. Oh, cool. Okay. So everything that all of that is, can we destroy and create all that?
Yes.
Yes.
Resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create, make, null, and void, times a godzillion, good, bad, wrong, pop, pock, shirts, business, beyond. Send all those away. And there'll be one more of these. Wow. Wow. It's like being on mushrooms. Wow. 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 Okay. So again, allow yourself to perceive. Oh wow, it's still moving. Allow yourself to perceive all the agreements that still have not cleared, or anything that's still kind of hanging out there that your body has. Any agreements that your body has. And matter of fact, let's ask, hey body, can you show me any agreements that you would like me to clear that I'm not grabbing? Wow. 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 And everything that all of that is, can we now destroy and create all the oaths, vows, commitments, communities, fields, agreements, binding contracts, reinstatement clauses, and any of those other words we've been talking about?
Yes.
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 Yes. Resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create, make null and void as a free being of a free will universe times a godzillion, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, pock, shirts, business, beyonds. Resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create, make null and void across all time, space, dimensions, realities. Resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create, make null and void times a godzillion, good, bad, right, wrong, pop, pock, shirts, business, beyonds. Send all that stuff away. I have never experienced anything like that. Wow. Wow. How cool is that? That is so cool. I'm so amused. Okay. Wow. And I'm gonna, okay, lips aren't working quite as well as they used to. I'm gonna wrap up by expanding us and doing contributions, because it's what up. It's what up, dude. It's what up. Homie says it's what up. So allow yourself to expand out to the universe in all directions. Tap into your infinite beingness and into the multiverse. And into the Beyondverse, which is beyond anything you've ever versed before. Just go way big. There you go. There you go. Nice. Yeah. Wow. Wow. It's so cool to feel people going to places they've never gone before. That is so cool. Thank you. Wow. Okay. Now, from this space, allow yourself to perceive anything that your body's genetic or DNA line, like anyone that was connected to, desires or requires, or anything that your body desires or requires to, for any reason, let's just not limit it, anything that your body desires or requires. Say, hey, body, what do you desire or require? Just show me all that. Mm-hmm. And allow yourself to grab all that and provide all that to your body. 1, 2, 3, and just kind of place that all in your body. And wow, there you go. And allow that to filter beyond your body, down through any old genetic lines, any memories of any old genetic lines. And allow that to affect every being that you are connected to genetically, or by bloodline, or by lineage. And again, let's expand out. And anything that any of these lineages or any of these genetic lines or any of these bloodlines desire, require. And it's just information. You're an infinite being. We can grab it. We just grab it and we provide it. It's really that easy. Allow yourself to grab all the genetic information, whether you understand it or know it or not, doesn't matter. Just intend to grab it and provide that to the genetic lines through your body. Bring that into your body and let that go out to all the lines that you were ever connected to. Wow. I bet this changes something on the planet.
Yeah.
I love it. And again, everything that your body or any other body that you are connected to in any way, shape, or form, well, why not, desires or requires, you're the infinite being, just grab all of that infiniteness, infinite goodness, and provide that to your body and allow that to radiate out in all directions to any other bodies. Wow. And I just got to head on, expand back out. And any information that the planet requires to be able to adapt any template, any body template, to this new way of engaging information or releasing all these agreements, any information we can provide to the planet to assist the planet in its evolution in this direction. Oh, there's a lot of it. Grab all of that and provide it to the planet. 1, 2, 3. Oh. And again, 1, 2, 3. And again, 1, 2, 3. And one more time just for kicks. 1, 2, 3. Wow. And now your lineage. So these are your being, like all the, like soul contract, soul families. It's that kind of paradigm versus the body paradigm. Which again, I want to remind everybody, could potentially be a limiting paradigm. So everywhere you're attached to the whole notion of, oh, it's my soul family and it's a warm and cuddly thing. Everywhere that soul family is a deeply limiting thing, can we destroy and create all of that?
Yes.
Yes, rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create good, barren, papakshas, beyonds. And I don't want to push you there. That's the level 2, 3 stuff. You can play with that in level 2, 3. But so allow yourself to connect to all of or any of the lineages that your being is currently connected to. And they're not just from this planet, from all of the lineages, from all planets, star systems, galaxies, universes, multiverses, and any other things that I don't have words for. Just allow yourself to perceive all the connections you have as the being that you are. That's like one or two things, isn't it? Wow. Okay, so let's expand out again to the Beyondiverse, and everything that your being or any other being desires or requires, collect all that stuff up and provide that to all those lineages. 1, 2, 3. Wow. And grab all that stuff, provide it to the lineages, and I'm actually going to send it out like to the lineages directly. 1, 2, 3. And again, anything that these lineages desire or require, I grab all that and provide that. 1, 2, 3. Send that out. Wow. 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 Ding. The final bell has rung. Okay. So, how's that for y'all? Anybody have something that they feel like they're left in or stuck in, or something feeling not good that if we left the call right now, it would not help you? Most of you are probably just vortexing out of control. I am too. Somehow I can still function. I'm not sure how that works, but I'm grateful for it. Okay, anyone have questions or thoughts or things you want to throw in? Wrap up? That's a no. It's like, I'm sorry, my lips don't work right now. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming on the call and playing with us. I want to thank my special guests, Jen and Alea and Rosie. I had special guests on my call. How cool is that? And thank you for all of your contributions. I can perceive that all of you, or I'd say most of you, no, I'm going to say all of you, in some way, shape, or form, are energetically contributing. Even if you're not saying anything, you are energetically contributing awareness that allows me to perceive more and allows us to go to places that if you weren't here, we couldn't go there or may not go there because there wouldn't be somebody to give us that energy. So just you're showing up on this call, even those of you who are listening later, you're actually part of the energy of this call. So even if you're listening later, thank you for your contributions. You are participating. So thank you for all of your participations. Get your bars run, by the way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was fabulous.
Thank you so much.
This is awesome.
Thank you, Jaden.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jane.
Aloha.
Thank you. Thank you.
Aloha.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
So, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.